First time ever trying to get a piece of crap going. Ain't nothing like a good gasoline high before bed. Now we're just gonna pray. Dear God, please help so I don't get hurt. Please help so I don't blow up this motor. In Jesus' name, amen. Where's all that smoke coming from, Angel? You ready? Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well today. I am doing good. I drank a mocha, so I'm pumped and I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to get started working on this thing. I'm so excited. So excited to work on this bike. I cannot even tell you how excited I am. But you probably get it by now after me saying it that many times. Is anybody who has watched any of my previous videos about these Yamahas already knows I've got two of these TY250s sitting in here, and I'm just going to take all the best parts and put them into one bike and make one good bike, and maybe if I can, one kind of not so good bike. So far, this bike is the runner. The other engine is seized, but this bike is also pretty junky. The chassis is broken and there's lots of other broken parts on it, but the engine is apparently good. So we're gonna try to get this started before we take anything apart, and we're gonna see where we're at with the engine. So what that means is making sure that our carburetor is functioning properly. So I'm gonna take the carburetor off today, give it a little look over, make sure everything's clean, make sure everything's working, and then we're gonna pop it back on the bike, go over a few other things, and then we're gonna see if we can get this thing started. So let's get into it. Okay, carburetor looks like it should come off pretty easily. Okay, so I don't have a manual for this thing, so everything I'm doing on it, I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go, but taking a carburetor off is pretty simple. Okay, I should just be able to wiggle this carburetor out of here now. Oh yeah, it's coming pretty easily actually. Right, let's get this thing on the bench. Okay, I'm not gonna get too involved with this carburetor. I just wanna mostly just make sure there's nothing gross going on in the float bowl and none of the jets are clogged up. I'm gonna start by taking off the float bowl. It's looking a little suspicious. Almost looks warped to me. Like these aren't even done up tight. That actually is like really clean looking. Makes me wonder if this bike was ever running with this carburetor on, or if the guy that I got it off of was just totally full of crap. I don't know anything about this carburetor. Looks like these pins would push against this brass piece here, which would activate the float stop. I'm not gonna worry too much about what's going on inside of there. I'm not sure about that jet. I feel like this should be able to pass air through it. Well, that's clear. This is looking a little dirty. Okay, well I can push air through there, so that's good. That's all looking just fine and dandy. Should be good. I don't like the way this sits on here. That does not look right. Now, this should go on here better than that. Oh, I see what the problem is. This pin is all bent. It's not even put in there properly. Like, who the heck does stuff like that, guys? Now, let's see if it'll go in there. There we go. Now it sits on there properly. Though, I just feel like this carburetor's never actually been used. So everything in here is looking suspiciously clean. So, all this stuff can come off for now. It's all just on here loose. So when I bought the bike off the guy, he told me that he'd been riding it kind of like pretty recently. He put a new carburetor on it, and yeah, he said that he kind of just parked it because he didn't have time for it and whatever, right? But now that I'm kind of actually getting into it a little bit, I'm feeling like there was something wrong with the bike, that it wasn't running, and maybe he had tried to get it running, and maybe that's why he bought a new carburetor for it. I don't know. I'm just like, those are just my guesses. I would see if the bike actually runs, if he was actually telling the truth or not. So we'll see. I'm gonna get that spark plug off. See what things are looking like inside of this thing. I don't really know what a 2-stroke spark plug should look like, but yeah. I feel like that's not a bad color. But I'm gonna take a look down in the cylinder too. Piston looks a little black, but not terrible. I'm kind of having just suspicions about the story I was told about this bike. Everything looks good in here. My spark plug actually looks decent. So I'm just gonna do pre-mixed gas. Normally, like they would have an oil tank here, but this one's been removed. And I've heard from different people that it's just better just to run pre-mix on these. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. I just wanna make sure we don't have any intake leaks or anything else that's gonna make it harder to start. Pop my carburetor back on there. There we go. Slides on just like that. Okay, I don't remember really what I was filming last time I was in here filming stuff, but just in case I didn't film it, I put my carburetor back on, checked my spark plug, which looked good. I'm pretty sure I filmed that. And the compression is good. So it's got a good carburetor. It's got a spark plug that looks like it should be good. However, I wasn't able to get anything to spark. So I'm gonna try to figure out why that is, which means that I gotta take this cover off because that's where my points and everything is. And then we're gonna do some investigating as to why this thing has no spark. It looks like half of the job is done for me already because there's only like 3 bolts holding this thing on. Those were not very tight at all. So that kind of tells me that somebody's had this off pretty recently. Looks pretty corroded in there. Okay, we're gonna have to get that off to be able to get to our points, condenser and everything. So my dad's just gonna hold the rear brake for me while I hopefully undo this rotor.
Yeah, I'm holding the brake.
Well, this is all still turning. This rotor.
Not a very good brake.
So that rear brake just doesn't work at all. Last resort. See if this works. Now we know why it has no spark. Pretty gross. So I didn't show you guys really what I was doing because I didn't really know what I was doing, but we didn't have a puller that fit this, so I just put the 10mm bolts back in that I'd taken out, and we just hooked the puller to the bolts, and then the puller that we had ended up working, as you guys saw, with a little bit of an impact driver. Good old DeWalt. Let's see if this one, oh, it's totally
stripped. Give me a small crescent wrench. There we go. Got it.
Okay guys, I'm back at it again. This Yamaha thing was getting me super duper frustrated the other day, and I put it all back together and I was about to push it off into a corner until I got over my tantrum. But I was pretty annoyed because just getting into it, I realized that I got ripped off, and it made me angry at the person who ripped me off. But you know what? It's my bike now, so my only choice is to give up on it or to try to do something with it. So I'm not gonna give up because I'm not the kind of person that just gives up that easily. So I'm gonna try to do something with it. And I'm lucky that I have a parts bike because it just makes the trying to do something with it a little bit easier. It looks like this is gonna be my donor motor for the time being because it's got like nice clean points in it. So I already took the points out of this one and I actually got them into this one already. And it's a good thing that I didn't go any further before I remembered to turn my camera on, because or else you guys would have missed a lot. Those are the points I took out of this thing, and they are super duper corroded. So those we're just not gonna do. These are the points out of the other bike, and they look a lot better, guys. So these ones, I just got them done up in here. So I'm gonna clean those up a little bit, and then I'm gonna put my rotor back on. I'm using this rotor, so this is the rotor that I took out of this bike. So I'm gonna use that rotor and I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm gonna put it back on here, and then I'm just gonna set my points gap to the best of my ability with what I've got. First, I wanna just clean those contacts up a little bit, and then I'll start slapping this thing back together. Do a little more sandpaper action here. And I cleaned all this with an emery cloth or whatever. It should be good. This is the cam for the points to open. It's actually right on the rotor here. So I don't know if you guys can see. There's like a low spot and then there's a high spot. So that's actually what opens the points. So I'm just trying to put it on so that the low spot is what I'm sliding under the points so that it doesn't get hung up. It's supposed to be anywhere from 0.012 to 0.016. This is super tricky to do through these little tiny holes though. Seems good to me. I did check my coil. I did check my spark plug wire. Make sure I've got resistance. So those should be good. Now I'm just gonna take my spark plug out. Actually, I'm not gonna use that spark plug. I'm gonna use this. Make sure I got spark because it's just a lot easier than trying to hold on to this. Put that there for now. Plug that in. Find to get a little spot on the motor. No spark. Oh, no wonder, because Angel's stupid. That's why nothing's plugged in. Okay, I'm gonna plug in the spark plug that came out of there. We're gonna test that bad boy. Oh yeah, we got spark. It's a good spark too, though. I just totally guessed how the wiring had to get plugged into. Yes, yes, yes. We got spark, yes. Okay, calm down. I'm gonna try to start it. So I mixed up some fuel. I cleaned out this old oil can and I just mixed up some 2-stroke oil in here with a bit of gas, and I did a 40-to-1 ratio. So I'm just gonna fill up my float bowl and then I'm gonna see if this thing will run. And I'm a little bit scared. I got my kill switch wire here and I've actually cleaned the end of the wire up so it's just bare copper on the end, so that if I get a runaway motor, I can ground my kill switch wire to the frame and that will kill the motor. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna use a little bit of this, of course, because that's kind of like the, I don't know, like the defibrillator for motors. If your bike's heart stops beating, you just give it a good shot of this stuff. Choke on. Bike strapped, sturdy. Boot tied up tight. Angel afraid for her life. Oh shoot. Oh yeah. I'm so happy this thing runs. It sounds like a 2-stroke. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy about this. So happy. Oh, I want to start it again. Maybe I should go get my dad first. Dad's gonna come see it run. Yeah, it's out of gas though.
Cool, girl. Totally all by yourself too.
Yeah. I feel way better about this bike now that it's running. The only thing to do is put it in the good chassis and try to get it like so that I can at least ride it up and down my driveway and make sure that it shifts properly and stuff. I'm so glad that I didn't just give up. Even though I wouldn't have actually given up, I probably would have just pushed it off to the side for a while and dealt with it later, but I'm glad I didn't do that. Glad I dealt with it now, and it actually sounds pretty good. I was pretty sure that I was like on the road to success when I saw the nice healthy white spark coming off that spark plug. I'm glad that it actually starts and it runs and it actually idles. Like it idles nicely. It idles like a little Japanese dirt bike should idle, in my opinion. So I'm gonna stop gloating now and probably end this video, but I hope that you guys liked it. And if you guys want to see more of this project, then definitely stay tuned on my channel. Turn on the little notification bell and you will know every time I put a new video out. And like always, my lovely YouTube people, if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do. And like always, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. This buddy's getting a playlist of his own. Yes. Now that I'm done being retarded, time to actually be professional. I don't even know what size that is now. It is a size. Actually, I don't want to do it that way. Actually, no. Oh, shoot. That was pretty stupid. Shoot. Well, Pete's sake. And we'll pretend that didn't happen, okay? Whoa, I'm gonna just pop this off. No, I'm not. That's not gonna work. Angel. Good job, Angel. Pull this back together before I lose everything, including my mind. Come on, camera. Are you kidding me right now? Come on. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Angel.
What you get when you get clowns working on stuff. Clowns belong in a circus, not behind a wrench.
How long do those screws need to be? Didn't want to do the job properly, just wanted to use a full roll of electrical tape and do a crappy job. Seems like it should be good, except for the fact that I won't be able to see it. Hello, over there, yep. That's how we sync our cameras around here. Cutting it off. Boys and girls, cutting it off. Judge me or love me. Ow. Move on over to this side of the garage. It's cold in this garage with the door open. Okay, we're gonna start this little bikey bike. I'm scared. Let's start, baby! Yeah! Little buddy, bike. Here's my buddy, bike.